3 minutes. Tell the person sitting beside you.
And all of its prevalent power. Joy of the Lord is our. Are you ready to dance?
Church is done. I'm waiting for my wife. Usually it's the other way around. She's the one always waiting for me because I'm in meetings, but she has been held into a meeting. And so I'm having to wait for her. Just thought to drop by, to speak on what this week is going to be about. So this week basically is the second week in the year 2026. Just like that, we've done 2 weeks already out of our 52 weeks. This is going to be our fourth video, fourth vlog video, and we have 50 videos, 50 weeks to go. And I'm super excited because one of the things I like to talk about the most, which is discipline and structure, is what I'm going to be focusing on this week. The truth about discipline is when motivation fades, discipline stays. When you feel like you don't have the strength to do something, that's when you're disciplined to thrive, to ensure that you're achieving your goals, to ensure that you're pushing harder. Discipline basically starts with alignment, and the way I align, especially the first day of the week, goes a long way to show how the rest of your week would go. The discipline that you take into everything that you do starts before you even do that thing. It starts from the planning, it starts from the structure, it starts from when you're not motivated. How do you push yourself back? So when motivation fades, structure doesn't. Discipline stays. And so it could be as little as the habits that you set for yourself, from waking up in the morning to doing your devotion, to doing your skincare routine, to working out, to going to the gym, to eating your breakfast, taking your supplements, and which is what I do, because I have a system on my life organizer where I have my habit structure, and so I follow these things week by week, week on week, to the T. Swimming work this week, I'm super excited. I'll be at the office tomorrow, and for the rest of today I'm just going to be home, spending time with my wife, planning for the week, start to process everything I have to do this week. And of course I watch some football. Arsenal is playing today, and that'll be it for today. So you guys have fun. Ensure that you plan for your week every Sunday. Finally,
You say I'm pastor's wife. I'm sorry.
Who is pastor's wife?
I'm sorry.
See you, finally. Now, in my own time, they used to complain. God has caught them
baby,
now.
I don't complain. Don't say that. I don't complain. I only just, at least I was checking up on you.
Hey,
I said, I was like, baby, sorry, I'm coming.
Just one, that just sends me message like.
Hey, but at least I care about you now. You just abandon me. Like I'm not here. I'm sorry. And then you see, I'm still saying sorry also.
Tú me tienes loco, contigo me foco. Cuando yo te toco, todo quiero darte. Girl, I got you right here with my heart at. Yeah.
Guys, it's Monday. I'm finally going to work. I think I should do a quick fit check for what I'm looking like to work this morning, and I'm already late though, but
jealous of your left side neck tattoo, cause it means so much to you, and it won't ever remove. I'm jealous of your day one cousins too.
Good morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Today's starting off in an incredible manner where we're detail washing our car via a detail washing car service, home service. This reminded me of when I bought my first car, and this is what I say to people a lot of times, that one of the issues that we have in Nigeria is the maintenance culture, towards so many things. And if we paid more attention to maintaining, our homes, our things, our lives, our environment, most likely probably would have a better country. So I remember when I bought my first car, and I would wake up every morning. This time I just finished uni, came back to Lagos. I was working at a PR agency, and I bought my first car. And I would wake up as early as 5, just to wash my car, clean it up, make it all looking clean and sweet. You could not enter my car and find, dirt or sand or any of those weird things. My car was always clean, and so. Sometimes people say, "Oh, why are you stressing yourself?" It's maintenance culture. And to be honest, some of these habits and some of these routines, what you're doing is you're building discipline. You're building consistency. Most times people don't see it that way, but for me, I always speak out the positive in things. When you do things consistently, you do things every day, you are building discipline to it. You're building consistency. Also, at the time, I couldn't afford to outsource this service, and this is what you also learn about growth. When you're growing, you drop some things. When you're growing, some things will become like a burden for you because you put your time and your resource towards other things. Now I've woken up this morning while they are doing what they are doing. I'm here, trying to work and putting things together and all of that, and so I've grown to that level where I can outsource it. But before then, I was doing those things, and then discipline still keeps me in check. These are some maintenance culture that I'm building, where I did to wash my car at least once every quarter. Every single day. I have guys that wash my car, but I do this just to ensure that my car is in good service and good shape.
It's supposed to be on my jealous, I'm just selfish, all mine.
Today's Wednesday. I am off to the office. It's been a good morning so far. I've started on a very high note. We've been praying and fasting in my church. We pray every morning by 7:30. We have a session by 1 p.m. and another by 6:30. And so that's been the order of the day for the last couple of days this week. This morning, I've done all my morning routines, aside from eating. And so, I'm on my way to work now. I have a whole lot of things lined up for today, but I'm not so excited about work. I'm more excited about this evening. Today, Nigeria is going to be playing versus Morocco. You guys should know already that I love football. And so Nigeria is playing Morocco in the semi-finals. Also, Arsenal is playing Chelsea in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, which is very interesting. And so I'm hoping that I'll be able to say proudly that today is a great day to be a Nigerian and an Arsenal fan. One very profound thing that I'm learning in this season is really understanding who God is. Going to an in-depth level of knowing His ways, knowing what His purpose for my life is. You know what they say about a product when a manufacturer creates a product? is the manufacturer that can really tell you how to operate that product, right? And so God has created us as humans, as man, as a woman, and He alone understands the purpose that He has created, or He alone knows the purpose that He has created us for. So it's up to us to seek Him, to seek what that purpose is, to really understand why we're created. And I think that's one thing that I'm really drilling into this week. This is what happens when you are both a patriotic Nigeria and you support Arsenal. So it's Nigeria and Arsenal in the semi-finals of different competitions, of course. One is the Carabao Cup. So I'm watching 2 matches at the same time. One on my iPad. See, I'm a patriotic Nigeria. I'm watching Nigeria on the big screen. So as you can see, I slept with my Nigerian jersey, and I guess you would say I'm a patriotic Nigerian, but yeah, to be honest, it paid me. I'll not even lie, I was pained, but unfortunately Nigeria didn't make it to the finals. I think it was an okay match. Nigeria didn't come out the way they have in the last couple of games. I feel like they were more dominant, more, enforcing. But I mean, we could blame it on the atmosphere and say that Moroccans, were of the advantage. But that's what makes us, the giants that we are. I feel like we should have come out stronger, been more progressive, and especially, possession wise, even getting that chance for the first goal. I think that the players, it was quite calm, to be honest. It was a fair game, I'm not going to even lie, but I just felt like we needed an extra edge that we didn't have, the edge of being very prolific up front. I feel like at so many times Akko Adams was shaky, Osimhen too. The kind of confidence that you've seen them portray in the last few matches, they didn't bring that, but I've been seeing a lot of yap about, the atmosphere with the penalty takes and all of that. I feel like Chukwueze, man, it was a very poor penalty. And I say this all the time, and this is not because he's Chukwueze. I remember Real Madrid's match against Arsenal where we're leading, I think maybe 1 or 2 thereabouts nil, one of the Champions League matches from last season. And Saka stood up to take a pen. And he just went, that slow walk and just played. I'm like, you cannot be doing this when you have the champion mentality. You have to be lethal at every point. You have an opportunity, you have the advantage. What's the worst that could happen? Even if you play the ball with so much force and with so much power, what is the worst that would happen? Tear the keeper's face, tear everybody down. Especially for a player that just came in like not up to 10 minutes to the end of the match. I just feel like it was very lackadaisical. He didn't give in, be lethal. When you have an opportunity to play a penalty, be lethal, go in all out. But that slow walk, throwing bubble gum, just pass the ball to the keeper. I'm just like, I also was scared for Bruno, but to be honest, he had a fantastic game. And with football, people never tend to remember that when you go into penalties, you have played 120 minutes, you're probably, tired, your legs are heavy. So stepping up to play penalties are actually a big deal. I have been in this situation before, playing all these competitions, inter-street competitions. I remember, I can never forget, stepping up to play a penalty and, the keeper saved it and my legs were heavy. I didn't even want to play that penalty, but I just had to force myself, and I feel like that's what was even wrong with most of the footballers, because they know, because this is always psychological, so you know that people will drag them, and so they probably avoid playing penalties until they have no option, you know. But I mean, for a professional footballer, I think that we should build more confidence, you know, with set pieces, footballs, like penalties, you know, corner kicks, all of those things. These are the things that are technical, that I think that's missing in Nigerian football for the longest, you know. Paying attention to the technicality of the game. It's good to have like your triangles on the pitch, passing, all of those things, you know, but it's also important to pay attention to things like free kicks, things like set pieces, time wasting, all those tactics, you know. And it was a good run. Hopefully this set of players can still make, you know, the next AFCON 2027, because we're happening in East Africa and all of that, and I hope that they're able to do that. But on the other side, my team Arsenal won their match yesterday. It was also a semi-final match, you know. It was the first leg of the semi-final Carabao Cup match that was played at Stamford Bridge, and now they'll be coming to Emirates, where I'm going to destroy them once again, you know, in that match. But it was a good game for Arsenal, you know, pretty comfortable, even though we considered 2 unexpected goals, quite good goals from Garnacho, but they were avoidable, you know. But anyways, that was about yesterday. So it's a new day, it's Thursday. This week we're all about discipline, you know, and so I'm just getting into my morning routine right now and facing the day on. I'm working from home, you know, today, so just going to be a chill day, just work from home, and that's me.
So,
What's up? Morning. How you doing? I'm on my way. What's up?
Okay. I was wanting to use your mic for that.
It's a beautiful Friday morning. Just on my way to work. It's been an amazing week so far. A week full of, you know, work, chilling, Nigeria not qualifying for the finals, and all of that, you know. But all in all, it's been a good week. I think this week, one of the things that stood out for me is the consistency at which I have done a lot of things, you know, staying consistent with my habits and routines, staying consistent with fulfilling all my tasks, staying consistent with prayer and fasting, you know, and all of this. And it's been a week to, you know, really push the year to starting, you know, and get things aligned. So basically, nothing serious, nothing dramatic has happened so far. It's just been a week full of, you know, staying disciplined and consistent, you know, which is one of the key for this week's vlog, you know, where I'm really emphasizing on discipline as the key to consistency and not motivation. You know, you can get motivated a couple of times while you're at something, while you're doing it, but what keeps you different, what keeps you, you know, going is when you stay consistent, which comes from discipline. You having discipline to continually do the same things over and over again, find creative ways to do them, which is also important. Sometimes it can get boring, you know, but it's just you finding creative ways to ensure that, you know, you're doing those things. You're waking up in the morning, right, working out, you know, reading the book, you know, just building that level of discipline and consistency. Having said that, it's a Friday. Today, basically, I'll be at work most of today, and later in the evening, myself and my friend Icon will be pulling up for a creative event, you know, and so that's going to be my Friday.
Kalu na in the olden days. Sporty na say you dey support your team. Then you go dey look say this my team. I wan make this my team win.
Oh my
Just to show love to my team. Make I come put money on top my team. So if my team come win, my team go come make me win more money. And that will be sporty. That will be different from Kalu. Kalu is betting. But sporty is not betting.
So what is sporty?
Sporty is supporting your team. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure a British council.
So you guys are going to meet Icon today. This is the iconic
Why
man.
am I so dark? Alright.
See why am I so dark? Are you know a black man?
I'm a black man, but this makes me look like a shadow.
Are you know a black man?
Makes me look like a shadow.
A black man.
Why do Moses still go back?
From the side. A man from my village. A man from my village. So we are off for an event.
Yes.
And Friday, crazy day has been. Just don't know why I did like this in my mind.
That's what it's like. Oh Lord, where my boy,
Let's
no, small there's some free.
If
they tell me all this, I don't come out.
I know the answer.
Just do what I'm
I
seeing.
will tell you. How I take run? I sent you a message, I mean.
You know, we spoke now. Man, you don't know.
This now your price then.
That price is money is the last thing. Me like this, and then a relationship and then.
Submit your birth certificate. Have you seen you?
So if we
So when they go, you will follow him. So we are done here. If I see you here next week, when he's going to follow him, we'll go be his final DJ. Come on. Who are you? You are doing really well. For you to be there, who be that one? What are you doing with that? So you also so my issue now comes somewhere on a tomat now. What did they happen recently for the streaming industry that people make laughter now?
Ask you.
No, he's an idiot. I don't get before.
No, but ask them now.
All this on the call.
You when it drops.
So I will wait for that.
Yes, now.
Till they finish.
So that it can be successful.
So that I can be successful.
So the fight
I'm not from your camera this year. W's. Shark. I'm a fan. What's it that thing when they do a girl? Oh. How old are you? Come on. Nobody can tell you. That's a very foolish thing. So, now I'm going to increase it for you. Don't use something more.
It's Saturday, the last day of the week 2, and we're doing this, right? Week 2 was great. It was a notch higher than week 1, you know. Of course, resumed work on Monday, was at work on Wednesday and Friday, and also was outside yesterday. Had a creative hangout with some creative people in the industry, and ended up at the Laughter Cave. Laughter Cave, yes. A couple of my friends. Shout out to Shank, by the way. Saw Shank been like maybe 6 years when I saw him last. And today I was just home throughout. Basically, watched Arsenal mess up again. Man, I don't know what was wrong with Arsenal, man. By now, we're supposed to be like 11 points ahead, you know. Man City draw points, we had the opportunity to win 2 matches back to back, and we drew these matches and lost a whole 4 points. Right now we're going to be playing under a lot of pressure because Man City is reinforcing, and man, let's just see how it goes at this point. I'm hoping that the boys pick themselves up and, you know, they give it a good run for the last phase of the season. But today was pretty chill. By the way, Nigeria also played the third place playoff, and Nigeria came third after penalty shootout, and that was quite interesting to see. At least it was something, you know, with the great performance that they had throughout this competition, the AFCON. I think that was a good reward for them as they couldn't make it to the finals. Aside from that, the other thing is I was home decluttering. So I do this thing actually every now and then, maybe every year, every 6 months, every quarter, where I go into my wardrobe and my wife's wardrobe, and I just take out clothes that were not worn in a while, or clothes that, you know, are just not feeling anymore. For some of them we even bought and never wore, you know. I saw a couple of outfits that I bought for my wife. She actually never wore them, not because they were not nice, but they were on their side and we couldn't just fit and all of that, and we just bring them out to give them out, right? Bring them out to give them out. And so that's what I did for the most of today, basically decluttering, and also preparing for next week. Next week is going to be a much more busier week. You know, a couple of projects that we're working on at the office, and a lot of things are moving around. You know, we have a couple of shoots, we have an album that we're working on, we're preparing for events, you know. So it's just a lot of things happening next week. But all in all, it was a good week, incredible week. I mean, the high point of it was staying disciplined for me, and so we'll see what week 3 would bring. Thank you for watching again. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and I'll see you in the next one.